Hi everybody! Charlie and I are back for another week of story times. I hope that you're all well. I hope you're all keeping safe at home and doing lots of lovely things with your families. So this week I don't have a theme with the stories that we're going to be reading, but they're all very good. So today we're going to read The Tunnel by Anthony Browne. And if you go onto the school website and go onto our Year 2 learning, there is some questions on there that you can answer afterwards. So Charlie has got all of his pals sitting around us. I hope you can see them all, and they've been desperate for more stories. So if everyone's ready, The Tunnel. Once upon a time there lived a sister and a brother who were not alike at all. They were very different. The sister played on her own inside, reading and dreaming. Her brother played outside with his friends, laughing and shouting, throwing, kicking and roughing and tumbling. At night he slept soundly in his room, but she would lie awake listening to the noises of the night. Sometimes he crept into her room to frighten her, for he knew that she was afraid of the dark. And look how he does it. I would be terrified if that was me. Whenever they were together, they fought and argued noisily all the time. One morning, their mother grew impatient with them. "Out you go together," she said, "and try and be nice to each other, just for once. And be back in time for lunch." But the boy didn't want his sister with him. They went to a piece of waste ground. "Why did you have to come?" he moaned. "It's not my fault," she said. "I didn't want to come. This place is awful. It scares me." "Oh, you baby," said her brother. "You're frightened of everything." He went off to explore. "Hey, come here," he yelled a little while later. She walked over to him. "Look," he said, "there's a tunnel. Come on, let's see what's at the other end." No, you mustn't," she said. "There might be witches or goblins or anything down there." "Don't be so wet," said her brother. "That's kid stuff. And we have to be back in time for lunch," she said. His sister was frightened of the tunnel, and so she waited for him to come out again. She waited and waited, but he did not come. She was close to tears, but what could she do? She had to follow him. The tunnel was dark, a damp, a slimy, and scary. At the other end, she found herself in a quiet wood. There was no sign of her brother, but the wood soon turned into a dark forest. She thought about the wolves and giants and witches and wanted to turn back, but she could not, for what would become of her brother if she did? By now, she was very frightened, and she began to run faster and faster. Just when she knew she could run no further, she came to a clearing. There was a figure, as still as a stone. It was her brother. "Oh no," she sobbed, "I'm too late." She threw her arms around him. She threw her arms around the cold, hard form and wept very slowly. The figure began to change colour, becoming softer and warmer. Then, little by little, it began to move. Her brother was there. "Rose, I knew you'd come," he said. They ran back through the forest, through the wood, through the tunnel, and out again together. When they reached home, their mother was setting the table. "Hello," she said. "You two seem very quiet. Is everything all right?" Rosie smiled back at her brother, and Jack smiled back at her. What a lovely story about how they have bonded and become friends. So remember, you go onto the Cyril Jackson website and you can do some reading questions all about the tunnel, and I hope you enjoy them. And Charlie and I will say goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.